Welcome to Steve's Random Thoughts, where I, Steve Williams, just say what's on my mind. It's here, Adam the Woo's autopsy report. Over here on my computer, I'm looking at the report here from the Office of the Medical Examiner, District 9 in Orlando, Florida. The cause of death was ruled as natural causes. And going through the report, the autopsy was conducted December 23rd at 9:14 a.m. It was performed by Brooke Blake, MD, Associate Medical Examiner for District 9. They found significant coronary atherosclerosis. In his right coronary artery, there was 75% blockage. In his left anterior descending coronary artery, there was 80% blockage. And in his left circumflex coronary artery, there was 20% blockage. And it also went on to say that there was, among other things, moderate atherosclerosis in the aorta, which is, well, main artery. Moderate atherosclerosis in the cerebral vessels. Nephrosclerosis, which I'm not sure what that is, but I'll Google it and find out. But in a nutshell, he died of natural causes, and I will quote the conclusion, and here's what the medical examiner's report said, and I quote, "In consideration of the circumstances surrounding the death and after examination of the body, toxicology analysis, and review of available investigative information, it is my opinion that the death of David Williams, a 51-year-old male, is the result of atherosclerotic and hypertensive cardiovascular disease with obesity contributing." So basically he had clogged arteries, high blood pressure, and I'm not a doctor, but this is how I interpret it based on basically my own medical history. Again, our condolences and our prayers go out to Adam's family and friends, and it is just horrible that someone has to die at 51. Back about 15 or so years ago, about late 2000s, I was scheduled for a cardiac stress test. In fact, I was scheduled for what they call a nuclear stress test, which is where they put you on before they put you on the treadmill, they inject a radioactive fluid and generally scan your heart to check for any blockages. I couldn't keep up on the treadmill, y'all. And of course, what they do on the treadmill is they try to get you up to about 140 beats per minute and check you out there. Well, I couldn't quite make that 140 beats per minute. I was referred immediately to the cardiologist in Atlanta. My cardiologist got me in real quick and basically cleared my arteries. I had, get this, about 90%, that's 90% blockage, y'all. And I'm going to tell you something right now. I almost forgot that I had an appointment. But fortunately, the doctor's office called my wife, who got a hold of me at the office, and she said, "Get your butt down there." And I was like, oh crap. Well, I got there barely in time because the radioactive solution that they had would not have lasted much longer and been able to do the job it was supposed to do. If I had not listened to my wife and got there to my appointment, I would not be speaking to you today. If you're past 40, especially if you're past 40, get checkups. Especially if you had a history of heart disease. My paternal grandfather had heart disease and died of a heart attack at 65. My dad had heart disease and had his first heart attack at 55. I don't know Adam's history. I do know from what I've heard that Adam recently got health insurance and he started getting checkups. I'm not saying that that could or could not have saved Adam's life. But what I'm saying is, if you're out there, folks, and you're over 40, and right now I'll be 62 next month. I was in my late 40s when I had that blockage, and I may not have even lived to be 50. And I tell you, man, that scares the crap out of me. But thank God that I got in. I immediately got in there. I had the surgery done where they basically cut down below the groin and run the wire up to clear the blockage and put in stents. Now, I did have that done one more time in the years since then, so I have at least four stents in my heart right now. But I'll tell you something. I thank God that I'm still here. I am just like a lot of y'all out there in YouTube land who are fans of Adam the Woo. I'm devastated. And I'm devastated for his family. I mean, this autopsy report that I looked at here online from the medical examiner in Orlando, Florida, doesn't give me any comfort. I am not putting any blame on Adam. I'm not putting any blame on his family. It is a tragedy. So please don't get me wrong. Adam the Woo, yes, did not need to die. Yes. But sadly, he died. He died of clogged arteries and high blood pressure due to obesity. And I do think that in his case, he was trying to do something about it. Now, it may have been a little bit too late for him, but at least he was trying. But no matter what, folks, again, if you're over 40, for God's sake, get a frickin' checkup. If you have a history of heart disease in your family, make sure you get a cardiac stress test. It doesn't have to be a nuclear stress test unless the doctor determines you need one. But nonetheless, you need to get checked out. That's all I have for today. And again, my thoughts, my prayers, and my condolences are with Adam's family, with Adam's friends. Take care of yourselves. And remember, don't take your life for granted. Adam didn't. Adam lived life to the very moment that he died. And I think that's awesome. In that way, Adam taught me a lesson. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, share. Have you been through such a thing? Let me know. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Be kind to one another. And until we meet again, peace out, y'all.
You have been listening to Steve's Random Thoughts, hosted, edited, and produced by Steve Williams. Thank you for listening. Please visit sublignavalley.us for the rest of our multimedia family. And again,